of all different religions, in different points around the world. So, it's important that we as Americans of all ages have a good understanding of what the separation between the institutions of religion and government has done for our country, and it's rooted in the First Amendment, and it's important that students, and adults for that matter, understand what that really and truly means.
Exactly. Okay, so to conclude this segment, I would like to remind everybody to, sign that petition. It's at interfaithalliance.org, and I will post that website on our website and on the show page. And you don't have to be a member of the Interfaith Alliance to sign that petition. You can just go there and sign it if this is something that concerns you. Any closing thoughts, Arielle?
No, this has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me on your show. And it was really a pleasure talking with you.
Well, thank you very much. And maybe we can talk again, because this is good. You guys carry some fantastic material there.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll talk later. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thanks. Bye-bye.
So that was Arielle's take on that, because I wanted to point out in this show that this issue is something that is concerning theists and non-theists alike. And I really do think that it's time that we use whatever tools are out there and start making a difference. Now, another person representing the clergy who is with us tonight is named Richard Kent Matthews. And he's what's called a New Thought minister. He's out in Portland, Oregon. He's also a professional writer and speaker and musician. And he has written some thought-provoking articles on God discussion. Richard, thank you very much for joining the show.
You're more than welcome. It's been very enjoyable listening to your previous guest.
We've had, all of the guests have just been outstanding. There's just so much information out there, and I think it's time to wake up and start doing something here.
Right, exactly.
Well, what is a new thought? What do you mean by new thought, so people understand that?
Okay, well, without going into a great big long history of the whole thing, the New Thought movement goes back to the middle of the 19th century, and the basic idea of New Thought kind of stems from the teachings of Ralph Waldo Emerson, who was a great American philosopher in the early part of the 19th century. And the basic premise is that there is only one power in the universe. You can call it God, you can call it Spirit, you can call it whatever you want to, but there's only one animating force in the universe, and it is not at odds with each other. In other words, there isn't a God and a devil fighting over our immortal souls. There is only one power, and that is the number one premise of the New Thought movement. The rest of it then is how you move through this world. You have been given the responsibilities and the abilities to move through this world in certain ways, and how you move through the world will determine the kind of experiences, the kind of results that you will get in your life. That's about as simple as I can put it. Within that whole thing, there are different approaches to God, different approaches to Spirit, but the number one fact is that there is only one source, that you don't have these competing sources fighting over your immortal soul. Consequently, that puts us in the category of heresy with more traditional Christian and Muslim approaches.
Uh-huh.
Was that clear?
That was very clear, and, I probably am sort of in the New Thought field myself. I
would say so.
Yeah, I don't even know how to, I try to explain it using Western terms. Well, I guess I'm a deist, pantheist, or I'm a Buddhist who doesn't believe in Buddha. It's real hard to clarify.
With my personal approach to it is this. I see the universe as deliberate. I'm not putting a deity or any kind of a God force or anything like that out there that can be named, because I don't know the name of anything like that anyway. But I do believe that the universe is deliberate. I believe in the process of evolution, but I also think that that's a deliberate process. But when it comes to my relationship with the universe or with Spirit or whatever that is, I have to develop that in my own way. And when somebody comes along and tells me, no, you have to develop it this way, the red lights go on, the red flags go up. And I know that there's something not quite right in